Bing, bada
Bada
bang,
boom.
bada boom. Hey, whoa. You know what? Wait a minute. What I'd like to have right now is for all you fat, ugly, out of shape pop culture posers, keep the noise down while Tim and I open this show up and show all you nerds out there what a real wrestling and talk show is supposed to be like. Hit the music.
Now that's the way we start a show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 71 of the Just Too Sweet Show. I am, of course, Big Daddy Cool, Mr. Tim Tabala. With me, as always, is my tag team partner, A to the Z, Mr. Eric Zant. What's going on, brother?
What's happening? How's the Big Apple?
The Big Apple sucks.
Yeah, it really does.
Turns, you know what, Turns, you're the first guy to pop. I'm going to say, I miss you. I haven't heard from you in the last couple of shows.
Yeah, Terzio, what's going on?
I'm actually missing you at this point, Terzio.
Yeah, Terzio, you should have.
The boss is checking in. What's up, boss? How are you? Got a very exciting, fun-filled, action-packed show tonight. I hope. That's what you think anyway. I think so. I think we got a pretty good one tonight. But let's jump right into this. Let's start with something I know the boss is going to like. Something he's actually going to love, actually.
Oh, yeah, I think he is.
And that is the fact that Stone Cold Steve Austin has made it official. He will return at WrestleMania for the first time and wrestle Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Now, we've been talking about this for years. His comeback, it'll never happen. Neck, his back, whatever the hell is wrong with him. But no, he's coming back. We kind of knew it was coming. Kevin Owens has been bashing Texas for the past month. And who else would defend Texas other than Stone Cold? You know, like the Blackjacks or Terry Von Erich or some of the guys. Eric, here we go. Stone Cold Steve Austin. What do you think? You think good idea, bad idea? You think he's still got a little left in the engine?
100%. Yeah, 100%. He's got a. He's got oh, come on, Austin. He's the best be on the planet. Yeah, exactly, boss. If Owen wins, we riot. They think the Russian invasion of Ukraine is bad? It's gonna be nothing compared if Owen wins. We're gonna invade Canada.
That's true. Now, out of your professional opinion, 10-minute match, 20-minute match, what kind of spots you think we're gonna see? That kind of thing. What kind of match you think we're gonna get out of Stone Cold, who's been gone for 14, 15 years? His last match was against The Rock?
03?
Something like that.
So 18, 19 years?
Is it longer than that? Yeah, it's more longer than that.
Or was it 05?
I don't remember the exact date.
Well, honestly, in my professional opinion, I think it's going to be about an 8-9 minute match. I think you're going to have I think you're going to have it's going to be a slow pace match. And it's going to be like
what?
I mean, you're going to see a lot of Austin pace stuff. You're going to see Owens doing most of the bumping, but I think you're going to be surprised, man. I think you're going to be surprised because obviously Austin's preparing for this. So, and obviously he's been training for it. So I think honestly we're going to be surprised and we're going to see a hell of a match. I really, really do.
Good. I'm hoping. I'm praying and hoping, because the one thing that we can't stand is when these guys keep coming back. They come back and they look absolutely horrible. It's depressing, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly depressing. It's like when you go to a Catholic high school in the middle of Greenpoint and you see all the wrestlers you used to love now wrestling in a gym. It's horrendous.
Yeah, in jeans and with no shirt on. Yeah, it's bad.
You're right, Frank. There's going to be a lot of beer. I mean, he's in Texas. I mean, come on,
dude. Texas is going to be like crazy that week. I mean, Steve Austin is like next to the Dallas Cowboys and owning having a gun. It's gonna be crazy.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure everyone's looking forward to it. It's probably going to be the highlight. I'm going to say night 1 or night 2. I'm thinking night 1. That might close out night 1.
There's 2 nights?
There's 2 nights. They do 2 nights now, WrestleMania.
Oh, wow. That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's I don't know if I like that or not, but
it gives everybody a shot, I guess.
Yeah,
it gives everybody a shot to wrestle, so what are you going to do?
Now.
Yeah, no big deal.
No.
Yeah, I'm pumped though. I'm looking forward to that very much. Let's move on real quick. We have a couple.
And real quick, Tim. I actually have Peacock now, so I'm probably going to watch it. So
awesome.
Yeah,
maybe we could do a live thing then, watching it together.
We should do that.
Maybe we'll pump a little show up or do like an afterthought of every match or some shit. That'd be pretty cool.
And Austin, yeah.
So yeah. So AEW again continues to sign everyone and everything and whatever. This past week on Revolution, AEW's pay-per-view, the William Regal showed up. Of course, he's a more behind-the-scenes guy, not really, he does a little on camera. He's not a worker anymore, so it's a little different. What's his name? Swerve? I don't know his full name. I don't remember him in WWE even, but he signed his official contract live at the pay-per-view. And Swerve? What's his name? I don't know. Where's Raul? We need him.
Yeah,
Raul. Checker when we need him.
Yeah, we need Raul.
Well, he signed his contract live on the air. He came out. I think he was with a tag team. Was he with a tag team in WWE? I don't remember. I really don't remember. And also we have news. Of course, Jeff Hardy will be joining his brother Matt once his no compete clause is up with WWE. They are doing independent shows, which he's allowed to do. I'm hoping they come out here to Long Island because it's that big time wrestling promotion.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
that we went to see a couple of times. And finally, Cesaro was let go of W. He asked for his. He didn't wasn't let go. He decided not to re-sign.
Yeah, and I don't think he has a no compete clause. I think he can go right to.
He could have popped up Saturday if he wanted to.
Yep.
But now what the problem is, like you said, we've been saying this for months now. That roster is getting super crowded, and if Cesaro signs with them, Eric Bischoff actually had the best quote. He said, "Oh, great, they signed him. They'll promote him for a week, and then he'll get pushed to a mid-carder or an open carder or, just not even care anymore." Because that's what happened. Happened to Ruby Riott. Happened to Rusev. It's happening to almost everybody. So, Eric, let me ask you one question, though. With them buying Ring of Honor, which we announced that. Yeah, we did the last show, didn't we?
I think so, yeah.
Like AEW buying Ring of Honor, are we going to see a separate show, 2 shows? I mean, if they keep signing all these guys, it's going to be WCW all over again.
Yeah.
And all the talented guys are going to get pushed to the back.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what's going to happen? It's going to be a repeat. They're going to end up getting frustrated and then go into WWE. And that's how they're going to win the war again.
Yep.
It's like a vicious cycle.
I think I almost think they have to run another promotion because I mean I don't like saying this word, but developmental. Or I mean I just don't like that word because obviously all the guys that are there are good wrestlers. I mean I don't know if AEW has a farm system or whatever, but Ring of Honor was an established promotion. It's been around 20 some years, and it was they got they had some big people there and had some good matches and some good pay-per-views, and they were a good indie. And I mean, like if they still stuck around, I mean, we're almost like what do you have? Major League Wrestling, you have Impact, you have AEW, you have NWA, you have a WWE. We're almost getting back to a territory system again, and that's what I would love to see because it would be nice if there was a territory system that kind of slowly went regional again, and you guys could work and make money. I mean, because there's so many wrestlers now, and this would cut a lot of the guys that are it would weed out a lot of the guys that are just like the flippy around guys and whatever. Like I think it would establish better workers because they could focus on one region where they are, become a local star, and work on their craft as opposed to like just going to Tough Enough and then getting pulled right up and being on camera and Keith Lee and all that shit. I mean, I don't know. Just to me, I wish the territory. That's one thing I agree with Cornette is I wish the territory system was back because, promoters could make money. wrestlers could make money. You bring a lot more money into locally instead of regional or nationally. It just, to me, it just makes more sense. But
well, we have someone joining us, Mr. Zant.
Oh,
and he is a member of the show. We don't get to see him as often, but he is on tonight. Mr. Burt, what's going on?
Oh, hey, Burt.
Yo, what's up, guys?
How's everything, man? You all right? You hanging in there?
Yeah, got a lot more light this time, so.
Oh,
how is
not in the not in the cave anymore?
Not the Al Qaeda cave today.
Yeah, I got a new lamp, so it's a lot brighter.
Nice.
But what's up?
Oh, Burt, let's catch up real quick. Austin, coming back. Good idea, bad idea? What are you looking at?
I like it. I mean, if he's gonna come back and actually wrestle Kevin Owens, then I'm down for that. Because like he said it multiple times, if he's gonna come back, it's gonna be with something that's gonna be special. I feel like ever since Kevin Owens switched his finisher to the Stunner, like years ago, like they were eventually gonna do something like that. I mean, the promo he cut, like it was pre-recorded, but the promo he cut was amazing. Like it still is, like, like he still has it. He still has. Like it sucks. He's not the only one, because there's a lot of guys that are older. You still have it in here. You just physically can't, do it anymore. But like I said, I mean, it's he said it's gonna be a fight, it's gonna be a segment, whatever it is. I feel like he's probably gonna be more physical than he probably has been in years past. So we'll see what happens. I feel like, look, it's WrestleMania, it's Austin, it's gonna bring more casual fans is gonna have to watch the show for that. So I'm excited for it. Hell yeah.
Jake the Snake too. He can cut a promo.
You bring up something important, Bert, because Austin had the neck injury, but like Edge has come back from a neck injury. Bryan Danielson came back from one. So I mean, Austin's had plenty of time, and I know Austin's in good shape because I've seen.
Yeah, he keeps in good shape.
Yeah, I mean,
but like I said, I don't know if he wants to come back. If he did have surgery and wants to come back, I feel like he kind of ended it perfectly. But I feel like you said, I feel like he's ready for the right angle to do it. Not like Goldberg, who comes back every 6 months when no one wants.
Well, let's not mention the G word. Let's not mention the G word on this show.
No. Well,
Roman Reigns.
The one thing that you're going to have to get used to, because they're going to be in Dallas.
Yeah.
That crowd is going to be. They're not going to be able to start the match for like 4 minutes because that crowd is going to be.
It's going to be a hot crowd.
Freaking the fuck out. I mean.
Oh yeah.
Dude, they better have the glass.
Oh,
they better have all that. They should give him an Undertaker-like entrance.
Yeah.
And then the glass breaks.
But he probably don't want one. He probably just wants a wall of glass just to walk out and be stone cold and be doing this shit, and that's what he's got to do. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so awesome.
And we'll take a little sidetrack here because I feel like CM Punk is becoming the new Grumpy Brett. Well, he's always been a little grumpy, but he made a great comment this past week on how he would give up his career right now if Bret Hart could get one more run, and then he just shit all over Goldberg for ruining Bret Hart's career.
I mean,
well, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst story you have to hear is when he tells the story. He told Goldberg right before they walked to the curtain.
Don't hurt me, Bill.
Don't hurt me, Bill. Whatever you do out there, just don't hurt me. And the fucking guy kicked him into a stroke and ruined the guy's career. I mean, I don't know how. Again, I don't. Like Eric, you're a staunch defender of the Ultimate Warrior. How can anyone defend Goldberg? I don't get it.
Goldberg, I don't think you can, because Goldberg was a flash in the pan, and he's Ultimate Warrior-esque, but he actually didn't come up like the Warrior did. The Warrior actually started out in territories. Of course they threw him and Sting in the ring, and just they're two big meatheads
because they were strong.
Yeah, and then they went down to Memphis, then they went to Mid-South, and then the Warrior got kicked out of Mid-South. He went to the Von Erichs, learned how to wrestle. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. Kevin Nash, all these guys know as many moves as the Warrior, so you can't put him down. You know what I mean? It's like he knows how to wrestle. Warrior worked his way up and earned his way up, man. It's like everybody says, well, he didn't earn anything. The fuck he didn't. He earned it all. I mean, how can people say that? Like, I'm getting off. I don't want to go off on a tangent.
I mean, he definitely. I could see that. But, he definitely earned more than Goldberg. Because Goldberg just came up in the power plant and was just,
Well, yeah, he was a football player, power plant.
Yeah.
But
also
they had him destroying people.
Yeah, but everyone admitted it that he wasn't ready. That's why he had two second matches. Just go in, spear, jackhammer, then we'll teach you how to wrist lock tomorrow. And they just never taught him how to wrist lock. Like, tomorrow we'll teach you how to suplex somebody. Just spear, jackhammer, get out of the ring. Tomorrow we'll teach you how to lock up. And that's exactly what it was.
Bill's not very humble either. Bill, and that's part of it too, because
he's a legend in his own mind.
He didn't get trained right. I mean, Buddy Lee Parker, that guy they say was the great trainer at the
Buddy Lee Parker.
Fuck him and his midget fucking ass. Fuck him. All right, State Patrol. Fuck you, buddy. Sarge. You're not a fucking Sarge. You're a sawed-off fucking dwarf. Anyway, Goldberg had Goldberg been trained by where I got trained, dude, he'd be phenomenal. He would be phenomenal. The way Goldberg is.
Could he handle Samoan training? I don't know if he could.
I don't think so, because dude, you gotta have something special. I'm not bragging, but you gotta be tough to do that. I didn't think I was that tough, but apparently I was, because I made it through. But like I said, I've seen more guys not make it through than did make it through. Honest question. Do I think Goldberg could have survived Afa's training? No, I don't. I don't. I really don't. Because Batista, he had a tough time when he started out, man. They kind of finessed him through a little bit, you know what I mean? Because he was a fucking ox. You know what I mean? Because honestly, when you look at a guy like that, you see dollar signs. It's like, okay, that guy's, as soon as Vince sees him, he's going to fucking, he's going to, wet dream for a week.
Shit.
Look at that guy.
Look at those pectorals.
But I think Goldberg, I mean, he probably would have made it just because he was an ex-football player and he had passion that he wanted to wrestle, I guess. But the thing is you've got to learn you've got to learn the business, the wrestling, how to wrestle, how to fight. I don't care how tough you are. I mean, you got to be tough, but you got to there's you ever hear those guys say you got to have a certain something, I don't think he has that certain. I think he's just a big douchebag who looks good, the shaved head goatee with a tribal tattoo thing was in 98, 99. Perfect guy. He looks like he's from Binghamton. Throw him in the ring and show him how to do like you said, Tim, show him how to do a jackhammer, and there you go. But do I think, honestly, if he came up the right way, I think he would have made it, but I don't know. I mean, dude, we got our asses kicked, man. Kicked. I've seen guys bigger than him go in and leave. They just couldn't hack it. Guys that were supposedly tough, college football guys, collegiate wrestlers. They all say they're so tough, which some of them are, but a lot of them aren't. Kurt Angle's and Brock are one of the few. I mean, you got to be tough to do that, but I don't know, man. I just don't think. I don't know. I just think, I think Bill's a flash in the pan.
Well, real quick, let's catch up. We got Raul. I give AEW 10 years. Ricardo has to sell it. Big Ross becoming. I don't think they're going to sell it, dude. They're millionaires. What do they care? They own an NFL team.
But they'll want to dump it just because they're not going to want an asset that isn't making money. I think that's what Raul's saying.
Sergio's saying 316 in less than 5 minutes. It's going to take 5 minutes for him to walk to the ring.
It's going to take 5 minutes for the crowd to stop. It's going to be another Hogan. It's going to be another Hogan Rock.
Oh, I hope so.
Only Austin, not with Kevin Owens.
I haven't heard this.
Although he's got some heat.
I haven't heard this. Anything about AJ Styles? Raul, our fact checker.
I think AJ's good.
Yeah.
This contract too.
Yeah, I'm shocked AJ signed. He said he wasn't going to, and he signed 3 more years, which is awesome. This was interesting last night. Well, I wasn't going to bring this up real quick but the Miz took heel to a whole new level where he shit on his own hometown for the first time last night, and he's a big Cleveland guy, loves Cleveland, wants to admit it.
I mean,
I shit on Cleveland night.
That's quintessential heat.
Yeah.
on your hometown. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
That's rare. You don't see that too much. So,
No.
and real quick, Bert, what do you think now? You got Cesaro, Jeff Hardy, William Regal showed up. We still haven't seen Bray Wyatt yet. We don't know what the hell he's doing. What do you think about all this shit going on in AEW, all the signings?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like they've kind of gone overboard. Like they're just kind of signing everyone just to sign it.
Right.
And like, look, AEW is not the only company out there doing good business. Like you have Impact is doing good. Like I'd rather go. If I was a guy like Cesaro or someone, maybe not Jeff Hardy, because Jeff Hardy he's already experienced, but someone like Keith Lee or like let's say Keith Lee for instance, right? So this weekend he was in that opening 6-man ladder match for the brass ring thing, right? Instead of that, if him going to AEW, I feel like if he goes to Impact, he's pushed immediately, like top of the top, just based off his ability and his name. You know what I mean? That's just an example with him. There's certain guys I feel like they kind of rush to just AEW because it's AEW, it's hot, whatever. And fine, for certain guys like for Adam Cole it works because he already has, a lot of his friends there, and he had been kind of scouting, them for a while. Yeah, they're my friends, but let me see how it actually, his wife works there. So it's like, with him it's different. With other guys, it's just like, they signed so many people and it's just like they're not doing anything. They're just kind of there, they show up once in a while, they work a match, and that's it. It's like, Christian, I love Christian, but what's he doing? Like he's just helping the young talent. He's just kind of being there. And that's the thing, a lot of other guys, it's just like it's kind of like I feel like if unless it's like a necessary perfect fit and that you are guaranteed to be in a top position, like you're Daniel Bryan or John Moxley, then it'll work. But if you're just, you can go anywhere else, I feel like you just kind of test the waters before you make that decision.
Yeah, wouldn't Cesaro be better off Impact World Champion? He's not going to get a title run in AEW.
He's not. And look, Cesaro's great. Like in ring, like he's awesome. But like I said, he's missing the promo stuff, the mic stuff, the character stuff. He's a great wrestler, but you can't just be a great wrestler. You have to have other things to help you.
And even
AEW, we're forgetting Cody Rhodes too. What's going on with all that stuff?
Well, he'll probably show up at WrestleMania. I'm thinking.
I think he might show up probably maybe in a week or two on Raw.
Really?
I think yeah. I think if you do it at WrestleMania, it's kind of just like but if you do it before then and kind of build anticipation to it,
Oh, I can't wait to see what's his gimmick going to be. What are they going to say?
I feel like it's just going to be him.
But because if he shows up,
no, I mean if he shows up as like fucking Stardust,
No, he ain't gonna show up as Stardust. That's for sure. No, but I mean, what is he gonna mention? AEW, which I think he should, because it would get him all kinds.
I mean, that's not the first. That's not the first. I mean, it's not the first time they mentioned. I mean, they recognize AEW. I mean, the fans aren't stupid. Like they know that if he comes in, he's like, oh, this guy was, literally started a whole promotion. If he cuts a promo with The Miz or someone that's, or Kevin Owens or Seth Rollins, they're going to be like, oh, you couldn't cut it on your own promotion and you come back home to WWE and it's like, because I don't know if you guys believe the rumors out there that AEW and WWE are kind of working together behind the scenes. I kind of believe that.
Well, Vince had a chance to shit on them this past week on the Pat McAfee show.
He didn't. But also too, that's not on Vince's. Okay.
Vince is
like kayfabe Vince, kayfabe TV Vince, yeah. But like real Vince is not gonna shit on a company like that.
Yeah, it's true.
He's not going to acknowledge him. He doesn't acknowledge competition. He thinks everybody's below him. He's not even going to acknowledge you.
It's not even that. It's not even that. It's like the only competition that Vince sees is other entertainment like football, movies, television. That's his competition. It's not 20 years ago where it's it's other wrestling promotions. Like there's a lot of wrestling promotions, but they're not in competition with WWE. WWE is so far ahead of leaps and bounds in terms of what they offer entertainment.
Vince won't even watch videotapes. He never did.
Yeah.
He won't watch other promotions. He doesn't think he runs the WWF, now WWE. It was just that he wouldn't watch any. We'll look at ratings. He'd look at his ratings, but he wouldn't watch any shows, any TV programs. The only time he would hear about somebody is if he already knew who they were, or if Pritchard or Pat Patterson said, "Hey, we got this kid coming up. Bring him in."
Bring him in for a tryout. Yeah, hey buddy, hey pal.
But he's not going to put anybody over, man. Only himself.
Oh, bring him to the pool. Have a meeting with Pat Patterson. We'll talk to him.
Not to promote another show, but the interview with Pat McAfee was a great show. So I recommend go if you haven't seen it, go on YouTube and check it out, because it was Vince being Vince, and it really was.
That's his second great interview. With Lesnar a couple weeks ago too.
And he gave Pat McAfee a wrestling a shot at WrestleMania this year, and he'll be fighting Austin Theory.
Yeah,
Austin Theory at WrestleMania, which is awesome. So that's pretty cool. Let's jump right real quick to the Hall of Fame. Speaking of Vince will be inducting the Undertaker into the Hall of Fame. And when you really think about it, who the hell else could possibly do that?
Yeah.
Am I right? You think of anyone else who's worthy to induct the Undertaker other than Paul Bearer, who died? Kane, not really. It's got to be Vince.
Yeah, it's got to be Vince. It's got to be Vince.
So
I would say maybe Triple H. Maybe
Sean, I think would.
No, but it has to be Vince.
But it has to be
Vince. It's like
it's the loyalty thing that always.
Yep.
And Taker's constant wanting to please Vince. They even said in the last ride, he only cares about how he feels about a match and how Vince feels about a match. He doesn't care what anybody else thinks about one. So I think it's a great choice also. Vader. And that's what I wanted to ask out here, because Vader's kind of he's one of those controversial guys. Eric, I know you're the old school guy. You're the NWA. Does Vader deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah,
big time.
Super innovative.
You're talking like all Japan, New Japan. NWA, WCW. Then he went definitely 100%. If Mick Foley's
one of the legit toughest guys.
Yeah.
Like this, I don't know if you guys have probably seen it, but for those of you who haven't, watched Vader versus I think it's which pay-per-view was it? In '97 when Shamrock's first match on pay-per-view against Vader, where Vader clocked the hell out of him because Vader basically Shamrock was going too fast, kind of and Vader hitting Vader pretty hard a couple times, and Vader just kind of clocked him in the corner and just knocked him down. It was if you can knock down, Ken Shamrock, who's the world's most dangerous man, that tells you how strong he is,
Right.
And we also found out today the rumor is the next person to be announced, another Eric favorite, Sid Vicious, will be the next man. So this is turning out to be this is a big ass Hall of Fame. This might be the biggest Hall of Fame ever.
You have to be over 6'5" to be a Hall of Fame this year.
This is like my Hall of Fame. Like Undertaker, Sid. This is like
Sid deserves it too. Sid's a big name.
If they throw,
I've said it enough times on this show. I fucking love Sid.
But if they threw Regal or Dan Spivey in, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? I'm going. That's it.
You're gonna fly out to Dallas just for the Hall of Fame.
I'll fly to Dallas for the Hall. I'll sell everything I own for the Hall of Fame.
So give us, Eric, go ahead. Tell us a little about Sid real quick and why he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. In case anybody watching saying he doesn't deserve it, like maybe Terzio. I don't know.
Terzio? Okay. Well, here's why Sid deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Sid, I'll give you the obvious one that people that all the smart marks and everybody will that look at and Meltzer people. Sid is one of the few men to hold the rare distinction of holding the WCW and the WWF world title. There's not many people that have done that. Hogan, Kevin Nash, Bret Hart, Flair. That's it. You know what I mean? There's not many. There's maybe one or two more. Sid came up in Memphis, Lord Humongous. Then he was Sid. Then he went to WCW. He was part of the Skyscrapers. Then he was with the Horsemen. Then he came to WWF as Sid Justice. Big attraction, sold lots of tickets, as JR said, put asses in seats. And I mean, he had booking problems and shit like that, but they all did. Sid's were a little more prominent because, he did whatever, but he always landed in a place to work. He went back to WCW. He was with Vader. Actually, they tag teamed for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went back to WWF, feuded with Diesel, bodyguarded Shawn. Warrior had problems. He left. Sid took his place. Sid wins that title, blah, blah, blah. Then he goes back to WCW, wins that title. So Sid, and Sid more than, half of those fuckheads that are in the Hall of Fame, like if Sid didn't go in, like it'd be a shame. Like fucking Bryan Danielson, why the fuck is he in the Hall of Fame? Like, come on, it's a joke.
He's not in the Hall of Fame. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
No,
he's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
He's not.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Are you
Sure
sure?
he will. No, he's not.
Yeah, he's not.
No, when would he have gone in? He didn't go in yet. He just left.
I thought he went in before he retired, and then they.
No, they never put him in. Edge, like they put in when he got hurt.
It's
Edge
so weird. It's so weird to have Edge. Like,
I don't think. Edge
welcome Hall of Famer.
I really don't.
Hall of Famer Edge. I think they only. I think they partly it was because of the injury. I think partly that was the reason. But Edge, Edge had Edge up to that point.
Said, "Let me earn it."
But at that time, he didn't know that he was that in 10 years' time he was gonna have that surgery and be able to come back.
I don't.
You don't know that.
I don't think he belongs there.
All right, let's see here. What do we got over here first? Cody will be running Ring of Honor as a booker, so you don't think he's going to WWE? You think that's fake?
I think he is.
Yeah, and
they don't even have Ring of Honor set up yet.
Becky Becky showed up on social media in the hospital. She took a shot in the throat in the voice box from Bianca Belair. She had to go to the hospital for that. So she won't be talking anytime soon. And that's gotta hurt, dude. You ever get this flicked on your Adam's apple in your throat? How much that hurts?
Did she really get hurt, or is that kayfabe?
Well, she was in the hospital.
But but come on.
I don't know. I thought it looked real because she had.
Her hair. Bianca Belair's hair fucking hurts. That when you get stopped with that fucking hurts. Well, but I think also too that's
Well, these guys aren't trained right, and that's why there's so many injuries because they're not trained right. And
I think that's more of a freak. That's more of a freak accident, though.
How do you train for a long ass ponytail?
You don't train for that.
Guys never used to get all these stupid shit injuries all the time, and we're never out for a year or 6 months with anything.
Well, that's because back then money wasn't guaranteed, and they had to be on the road all the time. It's different now. You could take a month off. Guys in WWE take a month off and still get paid.
But these guys wrestle 2 times a week. These guys were wrestling 7 days a week, twice on Sunday.
Yeah, but that was just different. It's different time.
Much different time.
It was different time, different guys.
That's like what Jake said. That's like what Jake. When Jake was talking about why his daughter. Why don't you spend time? I can't take time off because I have to be on the road. I have to work 7 days a week. I have to make money. Can't have any injuries. It was real back then.
I just think most of the guys today are pussies. I'm just gonna say it. I think they are.
That's fine.
We know, Eric. We know.
We know.
No one can work. We can't work. Nobody can work.
No one can work. According to Eric, nobody can work.
I can't work. Bert, you can't work.
No.
Nobody can work.
This past week we had AEW Revolution. We'll go through it real quick. We're not going to spend a lot of time.
I was this close. I was this close to buying it. I was like $50. No. I was like, no.
$50.
That's on BR Live.
Well, somebody I'm not going to mention.
Thank God for the network, man.
Somebody gave me the code so I could watch it on Bleacher Report. So I watched it. It was interesting. It was pretty good.
Was it Terzio?
I looked at the highlights. I thought the event was pretty good.
It wasn't bad.
Did Terzio give you the code?
No, Terzio won't give me nothing.
Well, thanks, Terzio. Thanks for nothing.
Trey said WC also cut ties to Russia. So is everybody else, Terzio.
Everyone is.
Everyone's
Oh, wait,
everyone is.
What's his comment above that? What's his comment above that?
Injuries are piling up because they're not taking enough PEDs.
100%, 100%, Tercio. Take steroids and be big.
All right, let's get through this real quick, and we'll just talk about the big stuff, the big matches. But we'll get through here. We'll say Layla Hirsch defeated Chris Statlander. Wasn't a bad match. Can't complain about it. Hook. Everyone loves this kid, Hook. Everyone loves
Hook.
this kid. Everyone's on board. You gotta see this kid. He looks like
he's Taz's kid.
Who is it?
Taz's kid?
He's Taz's son. Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I had no idea it was Taz's son. See,
that's it. What? That's his son.
I had no idea it was his son.
Oh my god!
But he looks.
He literally does his moves.
He looks like a 13-year-old. I don't know, like a 13-year-old, basically. I'm going to say,
yeah,
little floppy mop-haired kid who everyone's in love with. He defeated QT Marshall. Was it a great match? No, it was all right. Wasn't too much really to talk about. Let's get through this. The House of Black defeated the Death Triangle. That was a pretty decent match. It wasn't too bad. Since we had what's his name's kid flopping around and the tribute to him, and Redbeard is still popping around making tributes to what's his name who died, Brody Lee. That's still going on. Now here's one I want to ask you, especially you, Bert. Eric, I don't know if you're aware of Eddie Kingston. Are you aware of Eddie Kingston, Eric? I'm
aware of Eddie Kingston. I have Eddie Kingston awareness.
What is the thing with him? What is the appeal? Now here's the guy. Like I was sitting there watching that match, going, "This guy can't work. This guy sucks." Why is he turned into me? I did, because I'm like, why is this guy so popular? Why is he getting cheated? Why do people love him? Bert, maybe you can answer that question because you know more of these guys. Why is this dude so popular? I don't get it.
I don't know. I feel like I kind of don't get it either. Like I get it, but like I don't get it. Like he's got a
cool name.
Yeah, I mean he's real. He cuts really good promos. I feel like every promo he cuts is like a shoot promo, and it's just I get it. Like he basically was, he is from that era of Punk and Bryan and Samoa Joe, but he just never kind of put everything together to be successful. But I mean, he's entertaining. I mean, he gets, people like him, but I just, I don't get his booking sometimes. It's just weird.
Well, you talking about a guy from Binghamton area. He looks like a meth head from Binghamton. That's what he looks like.
Eddie Kingston does?
Yeah, he looks like a meth head from Binghamton.
He does, doesn't he?
And Jarek, I mean, don't get me wrong.
He looks like he robs Quickways. Yeah.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't either. But the match was actually very well because it was a brutal match. There wasn't any, Michinoku screwdrivers or any of that crap. It was just a brutal, beat your ass match to where Jericho lost, straight up lost and submitted to Eddie Kingston. What the fuck? Okay, I get it though. Jericho's at that point where you
look at Jericho. He looks like your aunt that goes to the Bahamas. Your 60-year-old aunt that goes to the Bahamas.
But I would say the same thing. But he actually got a little 6-pack back.
No, yeah, he got cut. He got in better shape.
It's got to be surgically implanted. There's no way.
Stop.
There's no way.
He got a little back in shape for this one.
Did he put that ab thing on and let it shake? You know what I mean? Whatever the shake weight ab.
The ab roller.
But I don't know. This match, I heard it got rated very high. I said it was a brutal match. It wasn't anything. After the match, Eddie Kingston wanted to shake Jericho's hand. Jericho told him to go F himself. He ain't doing it. Whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
But it was free. Again, cool. I don't get the Kingston appeal. The tag team championship, Jurassic Express. We got Luke Perry Jr., aka Jungle Boy, and his big freaking friendly, the dinosaur guy, whatever the hell his name is, taking on the Young Bucks, who everyone loves, and Red Dragon, who are just Kyle O'Reilly and what's his name? What's the other one?
Bobby Fish.
Bobby Fish, who are just basically Adam Cole's boys from WWE. Why they're called Red Dragon, I don't know. I hate that name with a passion.
That was their name in Ring of Honor before they went to
Who are the
WWE.
Jurassic Express?
That's Luke Perry Jr., Luke Perry's son. Luke Perry, 90210's son, is Jungle Boy, the professional wrestler.
R.I.P. Luke Perry's son?
Yes.
Yeah.
90210.
How sucky was that when he died?
Yeah, it did
Yeah.
suck big time. That was a shot to your
I love
childhood
Perry.
right there. And he
I
looks
just wanna
like
say
him
that. I
too.
like Luke Perry.
Yeah.
When he
He
looks
does?
like him when he makes certain faces. It kind of freaks you out a little bit.
His anniversary just passed.
Yeah. If he cut his hair, he looked just like his father. And that probably
Had
freaked you out.
the little
Nah, but he
greaser sideburn.
won't be Jungle Boy then. He needs the
Yeah, no, he
needs
has
the long hair.
the long flowing.
Maybe if he changes gimmicks, maybe down the line, we'll see.
Maybe he'll be Dylan McKay someday. The 90210 heartthrob or something like that. It'll come out as Dylan McKay. We don't know. We don't know where it's going to take a turn. So yeah, we had a three-way match for the titles. Because now you got Adam Cole, who's best friends with Red Dragon. He's also best friends with the Young Buck. This whole thing is just waiting for Omega to come back to everything.
Waiting for Omega.
That's all they're doing. They're waiting so they can blow it up, and you can have the Bullet Club or whatever you want to call them versus whatever
The
the
Elite.
group's going to be. Yeah, the Elite
The
versus
Elite.
whatever Adam Cole's group is going to be called. But Jurassic Park ended up winning. Not a bad match.
Yeah, solid.
They cut down on the super kicks a lot, which was awesome.
Oh,
Thank God.
they went down to 40% super kick. That's
40%. But at least they acknowledge that they do too many super kicks. They call it the super kick party. So they acknowledge it, so it's kind of funny. So that was a pretty decent match.
That's kind of funny.
Oh, we had the Face of the Revolution ladder match. Keith Lee, Orange Cassidy, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Wardlow, and Christian Cage, who is just Christian. Now, which guy doesn't belong? Christian. Because all these other guys are huge monsters. And there's
These guys are all big. These guys are huge.
Well, not Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy's small.
Oh, yeah, Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy is small. You're right.
I
At
was
least
gonna
Orange
say,
Cassidy is,
He's like a Twizzler. Yeah.
They did some cool
He's
moves
over
with,
though. He's over as fuck.
Yeah, they did some real cool things with the ladder where two of the big guys had the ladder on each end, and instead of Cassidy jumped like on the ladder to try to pull the thing down instead of using a ladder. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool spot. They tried shit like that. Wardlow ended up winning. Now, if you don't know who Wardlow is one of
He's MJF's
he was
MJF's bodyguard.
Well, now he's officially not. And
He's getting over. He's getting over too. He got a big pop when he won. So that's good.
He's a big monster.
More like I said, it's the same thing. So you bring in all these guys, but you're still pushing your homegrown guys, which is what they should do.
But that's what they should do. Yeah, because we talked about how if they start pushing, Rusev and Cesaro, these new guys are going to leave. Where they're going to go?
Wouldn't you want Rusev on right now? Like, wouldn't this be the time to be pushing Rusev?
I don't even know what he's doing.
Dude, it's done already.
Isn't he from
already
Ukraine
done.
or Russia or something?
I don't know where he is. Where is
I
he?
don't even know last time he was on TV.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yes.
I think he wasn't he the TNT champion, right?
Yeah, he lost. I don't think he's been back since
he
then.
lost. Interesting.
No, that's what happened. They said even Ruby Soho, she was all supposed to be, pushed. She had one title match and she hasn't seen it since then.
Yep.
Because I know he has.
He's gone. So it's like, this is why we're saying we got to stop doing this crap. The AEW TBS Championship, which is the ladies' TV title.
That's so weird.
Defeated Tay Conti. Yes, it is kind of weird. Match was all right. Wasn't great. And now here's the one that everyone was talking about. Talk about shoot interviews. CM Punk versus MJF. MJF is the goddamn funniest heel I've ever seen in my entire life.
Is he the one with that little
by
girl
far.
Yeah.
He's the one with the little girl. Yes, the little girl was going at him, and he was telling her.
Great.
He was telling her, "Yeah,
this feud by far has easily been the most entertaining thing on the show.
Yeah.
It's literally the only reason I was going to consider buying the pay-per-view.
And MJF too, though he's the most entertaining guy.
Yeah,
and that's because of the shit he does off camera too. I sent it to Eric. He was at an autograph signing, and he rips through people at the autograph signing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he told the little girl.
He's a true heel. Like he keeps it up like outside.
That was so great what he did to that little girl. She was giving it back to him. She was giving him shit. It was awesome.
He said, "I wish your dad used the condom." It's like, oh my god, did you just? And the father's going, ha 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 ha. Like he's laughing to this whole thing.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it is hilarious.
I'd laugh too, to be honest.
But I don't know who missed it, who
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
see it. This started with a great shoot interview where MGF came out and said, Punk, I was a big fan of yours. I used to get bullied when I was a kid, and I made the football team. I finally thought I was going to fit in, but my teammates, instead of welcoming me to the team, they threw rolls of quarters at him and said, "Pick it up, Jew boy. You're just a Jew boy. Pick it up." And they made fun of him. And this is all true. All a true story. And he said, but I didn't care because that night I was going to go meet my idol, CM Punk, at a signing. And CM Punk had been showing the picture of a young MJF with him at the autograph signing. And it was like real. It was real. He had like tears in his eyes. He's saying, and then what happens, a couple years later when I really need you, you leave. You quit. You never see you again. You're gone when I needed you the most. And Punk came out and was like, is this real? Like, is this real? Is this real? And MJF just said yes and walked off. Suckered him in perfectly.
Yeah.
Punk comes out the following week, tries to be nice, says, listen, we could, if this is true, I understand. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave you like that. I had to do this and that. And what does MJF do? Kicks him in the balls, proves when he's a true heel, beats him with the ring, busts him open, and gives CM Punk's speech right back to him. He gave Ring of Honor back in the day about the devil. And oh my God, it was so great. Punk was busted open.
And then Punk cut the promo from the back with the blood on his face.
Yep.
And then that led to Punk bringing out the retro Punk music and gear, which was I was legit. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, when I heard the music, I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, the Triple X. It was perfect. Old school Punk.
There's one thing you don't see anymore is it's a dog collar match. So when they had the dog collar match, I was like, that's going to be interesting.
Well,
and they kept bringing up Piper.
Yeah, that was Piper and Valentine.
They kept bringing that up. That's what they kept bringing up, Piper and Valentine, yeah. And the match itself was not bad, but the amount of blood. I mean, they kept. I watched the refs. They would check and CM Punk constantly. When I'm talking about Crimson Masked, the dude was covered, and they kept checking that stitch, and the referee kept telling the doctor he's okay because I think the doctor wanted to stop. And the ref kept telling him, no, it's okay. So they kept checking. I mean, he was gushing blood. So when they turned the tide anyway, MJF got clocked in the face. I caught him bleeding. I'm sure anyone else who was watching caught him bleeding. He went under the ring, comes out, he's bleeding. All right, that was fine.
It's magic.
It's magic. Wait, I know someone who said it used to be blood packs under the skin. I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. Blood packs. It's real blood, stupid. It's a razor blade.
I never take a razor blade and you cut yourself. You cut yourself right here at the top of your head.
Hey, then
it mixes just a little cut, and it mixes in with the sweat when you're sweating, and then it makes the effect that you're bleeding.
Yep, and it was awesome.
Now sometimes it gets out of hand, like Eddie Guerrero did that one time. But I mean, that's more or less. Well, Ric Flair. I mean, that's
Ric Flair had the white hair made it look fantastic.
Yeah,
we had a thing where I wrestled. I mean, a lot of places that you didn't bleed any way but the hard way. So if you were bleeding, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's usually the best way.
We only did the hard way. We didn't do the gimmick shit. We weren't into that.
Remember when Flair punched himself until he bled?
Oh yeah.
How gross was that? He just punching himself until he bled? Come on, dude. That's sick maniac. Yes, I know all your favorite. Dr. Britt Baker, Mrs. Adam Cole, defeated Thunder Rosa to win her title. Match was average.
She's a dentist?
Yeah.
Yeah, legit.
Legit dentist.
Legit dentist.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so she's Isaac Yankum.
He should be Isaac
Yankum
or whatever. What's the femalized or how do you say that? Feminized Isaac.
Isabella Yankum.
Isabella. That'll work.
Isabella, yeah, there it is.
Next they had John Moxley and Bryan Danielson, which Dean Ambrose versus Daniel Bryan didn't make any sense to me. Like how they started feuding didn't make any sense. It was just like, hey, we should be a tag team. No, instead we should fight. Okay, let's fight. Made no sense.
I feel like they're trying to do the Kane Daniel Bryan thing with them.
Yeah.
Or it's like they started out as enemies and then we should work together. But hey, but you know,
is Danielson still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
No, they're getting better with him. Like he He put over Hangman pretty strong. Drew him the first time, lost to him clean the second time. But I mean, he's the one guy that they're actually really trying to book him really good because he hasn't really lost. Like he's not gonna get beat clean.
No.
Not Daniel Bryan unless he wants to. But I mean,
this is
I
the
like
match
where this.
where, go ahead.
No, say this is where where our boy Regal comes out. Huge pop.
Huge pop.
Was not expecting that. I figured he would probably sign, with the company, but I didn't know if he was going to be like a backstage, like a producer or something like that. But for him to be like an on-screen character, I mean, that's awesome. Plus, I mean, he has a history with both of them.
And he broke them up.
It works.
You guys should be friends. You guys should be this. Trying to work.
Yeah, in his William Regal way.
Unless you're going to be a manager of some kind, that's possible.
We'll see.
I mean,
is Big Show still there?
Yeah, he's he's commentary on AEW.
He's a commentary in back. Okay, but he doesn't wrestle or anything.
Yeah,
once in a while on Dark.
He's had a few matches. Like he'll beat up some jobbers, but it's not like he's doing anything
that's
crazy.
Still great though. That's still great.
Yeah.
All right, so they had the AHFO versus Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Sting. Now, the highlight of this match simply was
Sting.
Sting
is aging backwards.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
Doing a New Jack style ECW New Jack leap off the railing onto a table.
This is
ridiculous. Sting did this.
62-year-old Sting.
Dude, watch the footage. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna like, holy shit.
Sting is aging backwards. This is ridiculous.
And this is the guy who they said couldn't wrestle ever again. And here's another guy who's out there saying bullshit. I can, and he's doing it. Good for him.
What a moment.
That was the highlight of that match. That's all you need to worry about. And finally, the World Championship match. I'm surprised Adam Page defeated Adam Cole. I guess they weren't ready yet to make that switch. I thought they were going to switch, and then we're going to see what's his name come back, and that's when the feud's going to start. Omega's going to come back, and that's how the feud.
There's too many guys. There's too many guys named Adam.
They don't need the title to do that.
Yeah,
they can leave the title.
This is Adam Johnson. This is Adam Flashlight, and that over there, that's Adam Lazy Susan. I mean,
because look, I mean, Hangman. The fact that they keep having Hangman stay strong and having him beat all these people, it's good.
Hangman's a cool name.
He's a cool character. He's different.
He does cowboy shit.
Is he a hillbilly?
Cowboy shit.
That's his thing.
Shit?
Cowboy. He's a good cowboy.
When he comes out, people yell, people chant, cowboy shit when he comes out.
Yeah.
All right, so that just ruined it for me. That just ruined the whole thing for me.
So you can't. Sorry, he can't work. He can't work cowboy shit. He can't work.
Terzio, I heard that the WWE's not in Russia anymore. Is that true? No, I had to.
So that was the pay-per-view. It was a decent show. I enjoyed it.
Adam, my foot.
Solid.
It was a solid show. The last match was pretty good, but I was upset that Adam Cole lost because that's my man crush. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping he would win, but we'll have to wait to see when Omega comes back.
Adam Cole is?
Baby. Yeah, he's my man crush.
He's your man crush?
He doesn't really need to win the title. He's arguably one of the most over people.
I'm sure he'll get his run though. So him and Omega are going to be battling for that title eventually.
Oh yeah, I mean, but I mean that's coming. I mean, they're not going to waste that.
All right, so let's move on real quick to WrestleMania 14. We were talking about we did 12 and 13. This is what I consider the last of the trilogy of the changing of the business. Obviously, with 12 and 13, we thought were just like 1, 2, and 3 changed the business. 12, 13, and 14 also, I believe, changed the business. We'll find out there's another trilogy down the road. But, 14 was a huge one as far as
14 is one of the most important WrestleManias of all time.
Exactly. This is why it's the end of the trilogy and where everything changed finally. So let's just jump into it right away. We had the LOD making their return with their football helmets on. And Sonny taking on, which it hurts me to say it. It's the Midnight Express, but it's Bodacious Bart.
The new Midnight Express.
It's Bodacious Bart and Bombastic Bob, which I swear to God, those names make me want to put my fingers in my own eyes and gouge them out, Roddy Piper style.
This is the tag team battle royal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were the last ones to win. Whoa. Oh.
Yeah,
Bombastic Bob.
Bodacious Bart.
Bodacious Bart.
I mean, what a way to start! What a way to start! What a way to start the show, though. That's a great pop. They were gone for like a long time. For them to come back, LOD 2000, crowd pop huge for that. I mean, first of all, it is in Boston. For those of you that haven't seen it before, so Boston's always a great crowd. Like I said, WrestleMania. This is, like I said, a great way to start the show.
Absolutely. It wasn't a bad match. They said they were over.
Yeah, it was entertaining. Yeah, it was good.
Just when I hear Bodacious Bart and Bombastic Bob, I'm going, what? Really? This is what we're going with? Okay. And they call them the Midnight. Why did it have to be another Express? Another Express team? What's with Jim Cornette and the fucking Express teams? Every team has to be an Express.
It was an 80s thing. It was an 80s thing. Did
he give Owen and Yoko a name? Did he give them a name?
They were just Owen and Yoko, I think.
Like the Canadian Japan Express or something?
The Canadian Japan Express.
The Trans-Siberian tag team?
Yeah, something like that. Something crazy like that. Whatever. All right, let's move on real quick. Remember, WWE had a light heavyweight championship. Well, Taka Michinoku defeated Akira. Yeah,
and you know who Aguila is?
Who's Aguila?
Essa Rios.
Was that Essa Rios?
Aguila.
Yeah.
It's Essa Rios.
Aguila
means eagle.
Nice. Did not know that. See, that's why
I thought there was. It's funny. I got
huge pop for the. Oh, no, go ahead.
I thought when they introduced him, they were saying agua, and I'm like, why is he water?
Agua.
Like, why are they calling him?
Why are they calling him water? Agua against Taka Michinoku.
Well, then I think it was Ross or somebody's like, well, Aguila, and I'm like, oh, Aguila.
Aguila. That was the great pop for the Michinoku driver, by the way. Holy crap! That move always got a pop.
Well, it's not. You can't call it that now. It is now known forever as the Michinoku screwdriver. That's what it's called.
I was close.
No,
Michinoku driver.
I needed that. I needed the Michinoku
driver.
That's going to be on Twitter now.
I reconfuculated it, Eric.
You refuculated the Michinoku driver.
Next, European Championship. Triple H with China defeats Owen Hart. And what's so special about Triple H? The very next night, he forms his DX Army. The very next night on Raw.
Very next night.
What was the stipulation for this match? Wasn't it China had to be handcuffed or something like that?
To Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah.
And all I did was get Sarge's ass beat because he couldn't run. She pulled his ass around the ring like
Hunter Hearst Helmsley. You will be handcuffed.
And it was horrible because it's like you're just getting your ass beat. It's all trying to drag him around like trying to beat the crap out of him.
And then Triple H with his first of many special entrances with his green HHH jacket, which was pretty cool.
So like I said, the next night, you know what happened. Next, we had Mark Merrow and Sable defeating Goldust and Luna Vachon. Luna Vachon, is this her only WrestleMania appearance, Eric? No, right? She had another one.
No, she was at the 1-9. She came out with Shawn Michaels.
Okay, that's right. You forgot. So after watching the Dark Side of the Ring, I was more interested in hearing about more of her.
Yeah,
that was a good special. Next up, we had The Rock. The Rock. He was finally The Rock by now. With D'Lo, Colonel Mustafa, and Mark Henry in his corner. No. What's his name? Ron Simmons wasn't there.
No Farouk.
Defeated for the IC title, Ken Shamrock, who again, toughest man in the world, whatever the hell you want to call him.
Great fucking match. This is a really match. Their feud, very underrated. Because these are two guys that are super, super athletic that, knew how to work well with each other. If you go back and watch their match at the Rumble 2 months prior to this, also very good.
Yep.
And of course, most people remember, The Rock, giving, Ken that chair shot where he's like, hit me, and he fucking falls back. But their feud was really actually.
Yeah, it was a decent match. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're talking about this trilogy of change. This was, now you got The Rock. Triple H is now Triple H. Stone Cold is now Stone. This is really the beginning of the end for WCW and the end of the war. Next up, Cactus Jack and Chain. Oh my God, I can't tell you how much I hate the name Chainsaw Charlie. By the way, because it's Terry Goddamn Funk. Why can't he be Terry Funk? What's wrong with Terry Funk? Why is he got to be?
Because the Attitude Era.
Come
you
on,
ever heard the story behind that?
No, but wait. I'll just tell you real quick. They fought the New Age Outlaws. Beat the New Age Outlaws. Beat them, which hurt my heart so much because I am a huge Outlaw guy. Yes, but no. But on the following night, we all know what happens. Triple H and X-Pac helped them win their titles back. DX is formed. Eric, tell us the Chainsaw Charlie story, please.
Terry Funk was a little boy.
Oh, was that far back?
Oh yeah, Terry Funk was a little. This is back in Texas when
Please don't tell me he was raped by a guy with a chainsaw or something like that. I can't handle stuff like that anymore. That Dark Side of the Ring ruined me.
I don't know about that, but I'm going to give you a great Terry Funk impression because when Terry was a little boy, he had a buddy, and he lived next door to him, and they, for whatever reason, like their mothers would make them go get haircuts at the same time. Well, there was this barber who couldn't cut hair, or he was nasty with it, and they called him Chainsaw Charlie. So they're like,
that's unsettling.
And he goes, "Oh, we gotta go see Chainsaw Charlie to get a haircut." So I guess the barber died or something.
That's actually pretty good.
And Terry Funk was all sad. I mean, how old was the barber? If Terry Funk was like in his 60s, the barber was like 114.
Had to be.
So, but he was all sad. He goes, "Oh, as a tribute, I want to go on as Chainsaw Charlie."
Forever.
Terrible Terry Funk impression, but
that was a lot. That was a much nicer story than I thought was coming.
No, he didn't get raped by a cactus by some. Yeah, no.
Look, you watch Dark Side of the Ring too much, and this is the kind of shit you hear. You want to hear the story behind it? Oh no, here it comes.
Yeah, you don't know.
Rape with a chainsaw at 5 years old.
Oh God.
Yeah, exactly. And next up, we had the Undertaker defeating Kane to keep it. That was I enjoyed this match very much.
Great match.
Great Undertaker entrance.
Great Undertaker entrance.
I think it was the first time he used the Druids and the Flames and all that. I think, right?
Don't you wonder who those Druids were too? How many stars became?
Probably workers.
I wonder how many of the Druids became famous.
I think it was
because you know what's great about this WrestleMania. This was the first WrestleMania. The first in a while. That if you weren't keeping up with the product at the time, if let's say you were a casual fan, you hadn't watched in like a couple years, or maybe you haven't watched since the Hogan era. If you come back and watch this WrestleMania, this is probably one of the best general casual WrestleManias because they do such a good job of catching you up to everything. With The Undertaker and Kane, there's a great video package before that basically shows you what's going on. Because if you say you were a younger fan, oh yeah, I remember Undertaker. Oh, he has a brother now. Oh, cool. Boom. Then you do that. The same thing will get to the next match with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson being the enforcer was the biggest thing about this show. Like, how much did they pay him? I think it was $3 million, I think, or something like that.
It was at least $1 million, I think.
A couple million.
Was it $3? Wow, I think it was.
I think it was like $2 or something like that.
I thought it was like just $1 million. Well,
I mean, according to adjusting for inflation, definitely a lot more. But like I said, the way that everything aligned, the fact that Mike Tyson was suspended from boxing, couldn't do anything. The WWF at the time embracing that raunchiness, that attitude, that real life kind of stuff, putting him together with Austin and having that those two guys butt heads was must see TV. That is something that's never going to get duplicated again. They tried to do it with Floyd Mayweather, it didn't work. It wasn't the same effect.
That's because Mayweather.
That too, yeah. Pete Rose, forgot about that. That was funny. That's Pete Rose. There's Pete Rose.
His first tombstone.
First of many tombstones.
Got him into the Hall of Fame. Got him into the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose is in
he has to get in a Hall of Fame. If he wasn't going to be baseball, it has to be wrestling. You know what?
I mean, the way baseball's going, the fucking WWE Hall of Fame's fucking got more credibility anyway.
And don't
Right.
remember he dressed up as the chicken later on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the San Diego Chicken, who's in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Oh boy. All right, and we get to, speaking of Mike Tyson, we get to the main event. This lead up to this match.
Yeah.
You know, we had Mr. McMahon turn. We had the McMahon say we had him McMahon getting stunned all over the place. Austin became
Austin just kept it was already getting to the point. This is kind of like the crescendo. This is like when everything kind of started.
Ridiculous how popular up to this point he was.
Yeah.
You never seen anything like that since Hogan.
No.
In the 80s.
No.
Yeah. Popular was. And we all know the story of Shawn. He was on his way out. Bad back at that match against the Undertaker where he slammed his back. He looked miserable. He acted miserable. I tell you what, the man, more proof that he is the best at what he does. He went out there to put on the hell of a goddamn match.
You don't even notice it. Like if you went in
notice now because you can see his face because we know he was hurting. But then,
but I'm saying no. But like I'm saying, if you go back then and say, hey, so if I didn't tell you that this guy was basically every step that he was taking, he was in pain, would you notice?
No.
And you'd be like, no. But like if you look and then you look what he did, it's just like, it's crazy. I mean, Eric, I don't know if for wrestling, I've never taken a bump, but like I said, I can't even imagine having that type of injury and still putting on that performance.
Well, I've wrestled with broken arms. I've blown out knees and shit. I mean, but the back thing, thank God for pills because there's no way he could have gotten through it without it. So
yeah,
he probably had shots. He probably had cortisone. He probably had pills.
He had cortisone pills. Probably fucking Andean yak liver fucking stuffed up his ass. I don't know, something to help. But
yeah, because he could have went out there and said, "Listen, I can't go out there and I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. Let's just have Steve win and I'm out." He didn't. He put him over the right way. He put on a hell of a show. He put on a hell of a performance. He took a shitload of great bumps.
He did.
And he went over the ropes a couple of times. He landed on his back. And you can see it in his face now.
You can see him win. No, but you can see him getting up slow towards the end of the match. Yeah. His back was hurting bad. His back was hurting bad.
And one of the weirdest turns ever was Tyson. It never made no sense to me.
No, I don't know why they did that. They could have left that alone.
I mean, if he could, I imagine he would have just called it fair. But the fact that he jumped up and joined Stone Cold out of nowhere, like buddy, didn't make any sense. But he did. And here's Shawn again. He gets up, back is broken. He's on his way out. Now he decides to take a
bump for Tyson.
Takes a
great bump, great fucking bump. Oh my god!
I get
Tyson, right hand, down goes Michaels.
I mean, it just proves that he is the best at what he does. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'll always say it. So yeah, that was WrestleMania 14. That was the end of what I like to call the trilogy of change. That's a nice way to put it. Because after that,
this is the best WrestleMania up to 17. Because the next two are kind of mediocre for different reasons, but this one was
maybe we'll knock out 15 and 16 in one shot then before we get to 17 because 17 was great. When we might need a whole hour to talk about 17.
Yeah, I was at 15.
So maybe
it was in Philly, right?
Yep.
Maybe we'll knock out 15 and 16 together all at one time, and we'll do
it could be done. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do 17. I know 17 is a big one for everybody. All right, guys, great show. Awesome to see you guys once again. Do we have any parting words before we disappear? Before I tell everybody about all the other shows that are going on? Nothing? You got nothing? Nothing good? Nothing to say? Nothing to reconfuculate?
Just keep on keeping on, man.
The Mikinochu screwdriver.
The
Saskatoon stretch arm.
The fucking Trans-Siberian neck ringer. Yeah,
that's all you got. That's all you got to do is just give an odd city a body part and then do something to it.
Yeah.
The Chattanooga neck twister. See, I just invented a move. The Chattanooga neck twister.
Chattanooga neck twister.
That's it. That's all you got to do. city, body part, do something to the body part. Anyone can do it. It's simple.
Anybody can do it. It's easy. It's like a
All
Mad
right.
Lib.
All right. So tonight, right after this show, as a matter of fact, coming up in 3 minutes, Double O Deep Dive with Jason, Ed, and Ginny. They're going to be talking about the next Bond movie. I'm not sure which one is Living Daylights.
Yeah, Timothy Dalton, Living Daylights.
Okay. So I look big T-Doll, man. Big T-Doll. Love it. Also tonight,
he was great.
This is a last minute edition because the boss got the fever. He
Big football news today.
So today, I think me and him are going to be doing a special unsportsmanlike conduct late show edition tonight after Double O Deep Dive. We'll see. We'll see how late they go and if he still wants to.
I wouldn't wait for a bathroom break if I were you.
Yeah, so that might go on tonight. We have big free agent news today. All of the kind of crap is going on. Tomorrow night is what? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Yep. Tomorrow we have Granny's returning to Wednesday night. I believe we also have, even though there's no baseball, I do believe we have the Met Show returning.
Is there going to be a season this year?
Well, the first 2 series have been wiped out already. The first 2 weeks, so we'll see. I'm sure there is. They can't do it again.
That'll be something.
They're going to hurt everybody again if there's no fucking baseball. So, but Put It in the Books is also coming back tomorrow for a special. I don't know what they're going to be talking about because there is no baseball, but more power to them. Followed by Granny's. Friday night, Eric. What is going on Friday night?
Well, Tim, on the A to Z program, which features myself and yours truly, we're going to be having a special guest by the name of Ashley Rude. And Ashley just happens to be joining our network. She's going to have a show. She's going to have a show right here on Pop Culture Pros. It's going to be a Disney show. All things Disney, and I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be great, but you're going to get to meet and get to know Ashley this Friday with us, and we're going to break her in, see if she's PCP material, which I've talked to her a little bit already, and I'm here to tell you she can hold her own. She's pretty solid. So
she can reconfocculate.
Oh yeah, I think Tim, I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this with her. This is going to be a great show. So everybody come meet Ashley. Support her and by supporting us vicariously, the greatest talk show in the history of the internet. Thank you.
I won't argue because I'm on it. And then, of course, next week we start all over again. Next week for us, I'm hoping we do WrestleMania 50 and 60. We'll keep you updated on all the news going on. Every wrestling thing. Said it's getting exciting with all these promotions and guys moving. It's getting kind of fun. Let's hope they can suck us back in to the way we used to love the sport of professional wrestling. Let's see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, I bid you good night. I bid you adieu. I bid you a see you later. I bid you a Mokanuku driver. And remember, we're better than you. And we know it. Good night, everybody.